Well, 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 here we are, our first indication, you knew it was coming, our first indication that GTA 6 could be delayed, potentially even until 2026. So Kotaku, a reputable, respectable gaming news website, has published this article by Zach Zwiesen, I think. Headline being GTA 6 production reportedly falling behind. Rockstar urges staff to return to office to avoid delay. The open world sequel is set to launch next year, but leadership is worried it could get delayed until 2026. So obviously we knew about the staff returning to the office, and we kind of had some idea that it would be to do with kind of knuckling down and getting going on the final stages of GTA 6. There was perhaps some suggestion that it might be behind schedule, but we don't know for sure, whereas this seems to back up that theory a little bit. So I'll go through a little bit of the Kotaku story. I won't do the whole thing. You can read it yourself if you like. I will link it in the description. So GTA 6 is likely one of the most anticipated games in history, with millions of players around the world waiting for any scrap of info or screenshot of the upcoming open-world crime simulator. However, as remote workers struggle with an unwanted return-to-office mandate from Rockstar Games, Kotaku has learned from sources with knowledge of the game's development process that GTA 6 could miss its 2025 release window and slip into 2026. Officially unveiled in December 2023 after a massive 2022 leak, GTA 6 is the hotly anticipated follow-up to 2013's GTA 5. Over a decade after that game's release and its massive, still growing sales numbers, Rockstar Games is hard at work on the sequel, which is set in Vice City, a fictional take on Miami, Florida. The game is set to come to PS5 and Xbox Series sometime in 2025, and internally, that's still the plan. Kotaku was told by sources with knowledge of the situation that early 2025 is currently the goal. So this is what myself and many people have been saying, that looking at Rockstar's financials in particular, it seems like they're aiming for maybe March 2025. But as we have said, that could slip. So reading on a bit further, however, Kotaku has also learned that it's becoming more and more likely that the sequel might not land until late 2025. It's also possible that it could even slip into 2026 as production reportedly falls behind. Then it goes on to talk about something I talked about in a previous video, which is the Rockstar demanding all of its staff developers return to the office full time instead of working from home some of the time. While security and quality are reportedly the main reasons Rockstar is instituting the mandate to return to the office, I was told by sources who wish to remain anonymous to avoid possible retaliation that the development on GTA 6 has started falling behind. I'm told this has leadership at Rockstar nervous and worried about the game missing the 2025 window and slipping into 2026, and is another big reason the company is pushing for a return to the office in April. At the moment, I'm told that Rockstar is still aiming for GTA 6 to arrive in spring 2025, while an early 2025 release date is the goal. Sources say they aren't sure if this will happen. And a fall 2025, that's autumn for us non-Americans, launch seems more plausible and feasible. Meanwhile, delaying the game to 2026 is on the table as a sort of fallback plan or emergency option if needed. So this kind of confirms our suspicions and fears a bit. I don't think anyone will be entirely shocked by this. In my 2024 predictions video, I set out two potential kind of plans for when we could find out certain details and release date for GTA 6. And my first one was what I thought they were kind of aiming for, which is a March early 2025 release date, and then I set up a kind of also put together a backup plan, if you will, where I was suspecting that it might get pushed back to autumn 2025 or possibly later. So I don't think many people will be shocked by this. And as we know, Rockstar have form for this. So this is the timeline I did for that 2024 video about GTA 5. So we see it was announced in 2011, and in October 2012 the release window was announced as spring 2013, and then a few months later it was changed to the September 2013, which is, I suppose, autumn. And it ended up coming out in October. Oh no, sorry, it did come out in September 2013, as you can see there. And a similar situation, although a bit more serious, with Red Dead Redemption 2, where it was announced in 2016 that it would be released in fall 2017, autumn 2017. It was then later announced spring 2018. It was then pushed back to October 2018, and it was eventually released in October 2018, as you can see there. So, you know, it was released more than a year later than it was initially supposed to be released. And the article goes on here, it ends with this. And of course it should be noticed and noted, and I was reminded when talking to folks about this situation, that Rockstar Games historically waits until the last minute to make changes or alter plans. So the next trailer for the game, no word on when to expect that, might not reflect a delay as the company pushes forward on development. So this is certainly true. We might not know whether Rockstar is delaying the game for a little while, but I suspect, and this, you know, could end up to be untrue, but I suspect that we will find out a bit more in May, because Rockstar, Take-Two Interactive, Rockstar's parent company, has its next earnings call then, and then it will be setting out its kind of financial expectations for the next fiscal year, which is where they've previously announced a huge kind of increase on the, I suppose, what is the current fiscal year at the moment, which made a lot of people suspect that it was accounting for the release of GTA 6. So if they wind down or change down that that estimate, essentially they've estimated they're going to earn $7 billion in the next fiscal year. If they have a revised figure which is significantly lower than that, then I think that's a major sign that we should expect a delay. And will they reward us with a trailer, knowing that it's going to be delayed? Who knows? We'll have to see.